Hello everyone, Ace here, and today I've got some rather interesting news regarding Battlefield 5 of all things. Because it now appears that the many controversies and problems that this game has had are finally starting to take a toll on the YouTubers that are typically known for covering the Battlefield franchise. And because of this, many popular YouTubers are now starting to actively revolt against EA and DICE. This trend started on July the 2nd with Jackfrags, however it has since spread to the likes of Levelcap, Westie, and even Flakfire. Now of course the main thing above all else that all of them have mentioned is the fact that the game has been utterly buggy and broken since launch, and the patches that have been made since then have not made things better. However, both Flakfire and Westie very specifically mentioned the controversies that Battlefield 5 has had since launch, as also other potential problems that it is facing. Problems that alone have caused people to not play Battlefield 5. And of course, I am very specifically talking about the don't like it, don't buy it mentality that EA had towards its own fan base, which really does demonstrate just how long-lasting an impact that particular attitude had on the player base. In fact, Flakfire's video in particular goes out of its way to demonstrate just how big of an issue this actually was, and still is. Now I have actually considered going over these videos individually, however there's just so much content here that it would make the video far too long. But I will however at least provide links in the description below. However, I will respond to one element of Flakfire's video specifically, because at the very end of his video he asked what it would take for players to change their mind on Battlefield 5. And so here is my answer. For me to actually consider buying and playing Battlefield 5, I would pretty much have to at this point insist on there being bot support within the game. Now this may seem like an odd request, but I do actually have some very valid and practical reasons as to why I must insist on it. For a start, as many of these YouTubers are suggesting, Battlefield 5 is in a very bad spot. The player base is dwindling. There is absolutely no doubt about this. Furthermore, not only is this game outright broken right now, but a lot of the issues are very specifically with netcode. These two things mean that the game might not even have a community anymore by the time it's fully patched. If it does become fully patched, that is. And of course, with EA's release schedule with the Battlefield franchise, it may well become obsolete relatively soon anyways, which will only further diminish the particular player base in question. So in my opinion, there really is very little point right now in buying Battlefield 5 exclusively for a multiplayer experience. And when one considers the fact that the Battlefield franchise is built at its very foundation on a multiplayer experience, that is a very real problem. However, were Battlefield 5 to receive bot support, it could help alleviate some of the problems that it is now facing. Bots can help fill the ranks in a multiplayer match, making the dwindling player base much less of an issue. This is especially important when talking about some of the less played game modes, but even when talking about the most popular modes within the Battlefield franchise, such as the Conquest mode, adding bots will go a long way to extending the life of the game. As an example of the sort of thing that I'm talking about, what you're seeing in the background is me playing a mod called Battle Paint 2, which is for Battlefield 2142. This mod actually stopped development many years ago, and this is of course on top of EA shutting down the GameSpy servers that the game originally ran on. However, since both the mod and the base game itself came with bot support, I still have no problems logging on and playing some Battle Paint 2. By comparison, Levelcap has demonstrated within his video that the Battle Royale mode that Battlefield 5 had been hyping up has already died, and has done so months ago. So the simple fact of the matter is that because of bot support, I've had an easier time playing an obscure mod for a game from 2006 than Levelcap had trying to play a mode that had been very specifically hyped up by both the publisher and the developer from a game from 2018. Just let that thought sink in. And while letting that thought sink in, consider the possibility that adding bot support would allow you to play those multiplayer modes while offline. Which might seem like a relatively small benefit at first, but that's only until you realize that it gives you the option to escape the terrible netcode issues that Battlefield 5 is still facing. So if nothing else, adding bot support would at least alleviate the issues of the dwindling player base as well as give them an option of escaping the terrible netcode issues, both of which would be absolutely crucial to extending the life of Battlefield 5. But it also may be a necessary goodwill gesture on the part of both EA and DICE in an attempt to win over some of the Battlefield fans who have ultimately been left feeling absolutely betrayed. Myself included. Now, as I've said before, I have absolutely no interest in buying Battlefield 5 at this specific time. However, were DICE and EA to actually add bot support, I might actually change my mind on this. But it would take nothing less than that. In any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.